And I thank God for everything, because it's just been rough. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, and nobody did. So this is the first time in my life I've ever gone through something like that.
I just wanted it. Like, I wanted that shape. That's the shape that I wanted. And I wanted to look like that. And I think the older you get tired of having to hop into your jeans. Or you get everything in me. And what women don't know what's going on right now, if you got those shots 4 or 5 years ago, you're gonna be sick. It's no avoiding it. Wow. It's nothing you can do to avoid it. And they not telling girls still getting it. I had some silicone in me.
I'm gonna send them to pathology, but they're silicone or methyl methacrylate, there's something. And she's got thousands and hundreds of thousands.
Welcome back to StarHush, where we keep it raw, real, and right in your face. Now sit tight, because this one is deep. K. Michelle just dropped a truth bomb that's got the whole internet shook. She's finally showing the world the long-term damage from all those BBL surgeries. And trust, it's way more serious than anybody thought. This ain't just some regular celeb plastic surgery regret. This is real-life pain and permanent damage. The same woman who once lit up Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with her fire attitude and bold looks is now bearing it all, physically and emotionally. For years, people kept saying she needed to stop messing with her body, telling her it was too much. But back then, she didn't want to hear none of it. The fame, the pressure, and trying to fit into that perfect body mold had her stuck in a cycle of surgeries. And she was going full throttle. She didn't slow down until her health hit rock bottom. That's when everything changed. Doctors gave her a wake-up call she couldn't ignore. She was in and out of surgery just to fix the damage caused by the implants and injections. At one point, it got so bad that she had to use a catheter just to move around. That's when it hit her. Chasing beauty like that just wasn't worth it. And now, she's not sugarcoating a single thing. She's showing the scars, talking about the hospital visits, the breakdowns, and the emotional toll it took. She's warning every woman who's ever thought about going under the knife just to look like what they see online, that it's not all it's cracked up to be. K. Michelle is using her story to flip the narrative, from being praised for her curves to now standing in front of cameras saying, "Don't do it. That's growth and that's real." So if you're thinking about chasing a certain body type just to go viral or fit into some unrealistic standard, think twice. K. Michelle went through it, and now she's living proof that not all that glitters is gold.
I got all of this surgery and stuff like that thinking, it was gonna make me just, feel great about everything. And new teeth, either the new breasts, ass, lipo, face fillers, everything, you know what I'm saying?
You did all that?
Yeah, I do love my fillers. The happiness can't come from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still like, okay, people like, oh, she's pretty or she's this. But when you go home alone, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta deal with issues. You know what I'm saying? And that plastic surgery don't cover up the inside.
Now let's be real. Did anyone ever think we'd be sitting here in 2025 actually taking plastic surgery warnings from K. Michelle? Like, for real. This the same woman who once had everybody glued to their screens on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, dragging Kirk over them 3 earrings and his endless drama, but now, K is out here pulling the curtain all the way back on her own story. Way before the spotlight, the glam, and all that fame, she looked like a totally different person. We talking pre-money, pre-TV, when she was just grinding and making music under Jive Records, and fans got the receipts too. Her old photos show just how much she's changed. We're talking everything from her complexion to her nose to her jawline. She even got her teeth redone and played around with lip fillers that completely shifted her face. At one point, fans were straight up confused. People were like, is this the same person from last week? That's how fast her look was changing. It was like she had a whole new face every month. But let's get into the real issue. It wasn't just the tweaks up top. The real drama started when she began going heavy with the bodywork. When she blew up on Love and Hip Hop, the attention had her feeling like she needed to level up. Quick. That's when she started shopping around for someone to sculpt her body and give her that hourglass shape that was trending hard at the time. She didn't want to just look good, she wanted to stand out. That's when she heard about a guy down in Atlanta who was known for doing quick fixes. He was offering silicone injections to the hips and butt. No hospital, no real credentials, just quick results. And that's where the problems really began. Now don't get it twisted. Her body, her choice, always. But she's even said herself, chasing that look came at a high cost. And it's wild how so many people, not just Kay, have been risking their health running to folks with no business holding a needle just because the price is low. Let's be honest, a lot of these so-called professionals are doing procedures in living rooms, not clinics. They probably watched a few videos online and thought they were qualified just because they got steady hands. It's dangerous, it's reckless, and way too many women are falling for it.
The worst decision of my entire life. It was on the black market, but I went to a person that was well known in my music circle, you know?
When you say black market, define what he was and was not.
He was not a doctor. He does this in a hotel room. He told us that it was gel, some type of gel or whatever, when it was actually free-floating silicone in your body. So I didn't have any real symptoms until like 5-6 years later.
So let's break this down because things went from glam to grim real quick. K. Michelle didn't just walk into some upscale clinic to get her body done. Nah, she linked up with one of those underground black market types, the kind of person that definitely ain't showing you no license, just charging cash and promising fast results. Word is, she was told she'd be getting hydrogel injections. That's the stuff that some people claim is safe for curves, but in reality, it's a gamble every single time. At first, K. Michelle had a gut feeling like, maybe I shouldn't do this. But the second she found out her favorite rapper had already done it, boom, she jumped right in. That peer pressure hit heavy. She got her first injections around 2012, and for a minute, she was loving her new look. The body was giving everything social media wanted. She was ahead of the curve, literally, and folks online were eating it up. But instead of chilling out and enjoying the results, she just kept going back, over and over again. It became a cycle, more tweaks, more curves, more attention. But what nobody saw coming was how bad it was gonna get behind the scenes. Her health started sliding downhill, and fast. She wasn't just tired. She was in real pain, migraines that wouldn't go away, non-stop aches in her back and legs, and fatigue that left her drained on a daily basis. Something was clearly not right. So finally she went to the doctor, and what they told her was shocking. The silicone had moved way beyond where it was supposed to stay. It had traveled down to her legs, and this wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. The silicone was damaging her tissue and putting her whole health at risk. And it didn't stop there. The extra weight from her surgically enhanced figure, it was wrecking her feet too. Her body was literally struggling to carry that extra load, especially with all that pressure on her lower half. K. Michelle had to see orthopedic specialists just to try to walk without pain. That's how bad it got.
So one morning my legs gave out. I couldn't walk.
Wow.
Like they just went out. I just dropped to the ground.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, and my vision was blurry. And I was like, did I have a stroke? Like, what is going on? So rushed, called the ambulance. Nothing was wrong because it doesn't show up. Mm-hmm. Like they told me I had lupus. Then the lupus panel came back, well, no. At first it said lupus and it came back, a full panel said no lupus. And so the MRI showed that the shot, you can look and see where it's black.
Wow.
So everybody with those shots, the inside of your butt, you can see it on the MRI because it's black. Because to do it right, it cost me upward of $300,000 because insurance doesn't cover it. Wow. So you can go spend $5,000 on it, but to get it out, it can cost you about $3,000 to get it out. So
were you insecure about your body?
I had a big ass, no.
Because I was gonna say,
I
like,
just
you
wanted
always had a shapely body.
So God has really humbled me, has really given me, because I already was curvy.
Yeah.
So I just wanted some more. So that's why I didn't have hip.
By the time 2018 rolled around, K. Michelle had officially hit her breaking point. Her body was crying out for help, and the constant pain had become way too much to ignore. She was done, like really done, with the BBL life and all the health issues it brought with it. Her doctor stepped in and told her the only option left was to try and remove that silicone before things got even worse. Now here's where it gets wild. Instead of going the usual route, her doctors recommended liposuction, something that hadn't really been tested for taking out silicone. Normally, lipo is all about fat removal, not chemical filler removal, but they told her it might work, and in her desperation to feel better, she agreed. She just wanted her life back. So she went in for the surgery, hoping that this would finally bring some peace and healing. But what happened next was a complete nightmare. Not only did the procedure not remove all the silicone, it actually made things worse. The silicone started spreading further across her body, like instead of fixing the issue, it just pushed the dangerous substance deeper into her system. And let's keep it real. Kay. Michelle wasn't just a patient at that point. She felt like a test subject, a walking science experiment. She even said it herself. The procedure felt more like a trial run to see if lipo could be used to remove silicone. There weren't enough studies, no real track record, and she was basically used to test it out on a human level.
I found a doctor that could treat me who shouldn't treat me. And he somewhat made it worse.
Wow.
Because he allowed it, and you can't lipo this type of thing. And that's what doctors first wanted to do. Well, it's like motor oil. So once they turn into pellets. So once you bust those pellets, it's like free-floating silicone in your body that's moving through your body.
And this wasn't just a one-and-done surgery situation, not even close. Just a few weeks after trying to get the silicone removed, Kay Michelle ended up being rushed to the emergency room. Her body couldn't take the stress anymore, and doctors had to give her not one, but 2 emergency blood transfusions to stabilize her. That moment right there. She said it was one of the most terrifying experiences of her entire life. She was in real danger, not the type of danger you bounce back from with a nap and some vitamins. Her body was reacting to all those foreign substances, and huge silicone lumps were shifting all over her lower half, making her look disfigured and leaving her in constant pain. What was supposed to be a beauty upgrade turned into a full-on health nightmare. And to think it all started with the idea that this surgery was going to boost her fame. It's wild. But just when she thought the worst was behind her, her doctors hit her with even more reality. The recovery wasn't close to being over. She was told she needed multiple reconstructive surgeries to safely remove what remained of the silicone and to get her health fully back on track. Her physical healing was just getting started, and the drama didn't stop at her health either. Kay Michelle later opened up about how the BBL actually messed with her career too. She revealed that certain acting roles were off the table because casting directors didn't think she fit the look. Even in music, she found herself boxed into a hyper-specific image. On top of that, she couldn't wear anything straight off the rack. Most designers told her they'd have to build her dresses from scratch just to make her fit. That kind of body upkeep came with a whole new price tag, and it was draining. She was losing money just trying to get dressed. So not only was her health crumbling, but her public image and career opportunities were taking hits too. Fast forward to today. Kay Michelle has undergone 13 surgeries just to undo the damage. She's removed most of the harmful substances from her body, and she even had to go to physical therapy to relearn how to walk properly after all the foot problems the BBL caused.
So I found a doctor that specialized in this, and it took me about 13 surgeries later in 3 years. And I would say this year is the first year I'm going on like a year and a half that I haven't had to have any surgery at all, that this has, thank you. This has been a thing where I've just been wanting to become an advocate for, to speak on, because that was like the worst time of my life.
And now, Kay Michelle is using her voice and platform in a whole new way. She even got her own reality show called My Killer Body to shine a big, bold light on the dark side of body enhancement. She wanted to give other people a real look behind the filter. Because let's be honest, social media will have you thinking getting a BBL is like getting your nails done. Quick, easy, and glamorous. But in real life, the story is completely different, and she's living proof of that. She made it her mission to show that those picture-perfect results come with serious risks. Her show follows other people just like her, people who thought going under the knife would boost their confidence or careers, but instead ended up facing scary complications, health issues, and emotional struggles that don't get nearly enough attention. Even today, years after her first surgery, K. Michelle is still dealing with the consequences. She's been on several talk shows sharing her story, keeping it raw and real about the daily pain and the long-term impact. She's honest that even now, she sometimes struggles with discomfort, fatigue, and physical therapy sessions.
But for me, my body has been such a big thing, and I really wasn't going to hide it, and I didn't with work. My work fell off last year, everything. It really affected.
Because of your health.
Yeah, it really affected my livelihood. So now I'm just feeling like I'm just getting back to like being me.
Kimberly.
And that's why I've been saying, like, I'm feeling better. We still have rough days since we're on tour, just trying to keep me healthy because I still have a life.
Even fans started noticing that something didn't seem quite right with K. Michelle's body. In one viral video where she was just dancing and vibing, people caught a shocking moment. Her BBL appeared to suddenly deflate on camera like it had a mind of its own. The clip spread fast and folks were seriously worried. It didn't just look like a wardrobe issue. It looked like a full-on body malfunction in real time. That one moment became a huge talking point online, with fans flooding the comments with questions, speculations, and genuine concern. It was obvious to anyone watching that something was definitely going on beneath the surface. The situation got so wild that K. Michelle had to step in and speak out herself. She opened up and explained that her journey wasn't over. Not by a long shot. She was still undergoing treatment and, at that point, needed even more surgeries, specifically to remove extra skin that had stretched during her previous procedures and the healing process. She made it clear that healing after a BBL, especially one that went wrong, isn't just about removing foreign substances. It's about completely reconstructing and restoring her body from the damage.
Very personal for me. I've always been very open about everything in my career, from the good, the bad. There's not an in-between when it comes to me. And when I started to go through this, I never once thought to hide it or to keep it from the people that loved me and supported me. I wanted them not to make the same mistake as me because they were looking at me and looking up to me so much, whether it's relationship advice, whether it's any type of advice. So I wanted to tell the truth about what people won't say.
Even after everything K. Michelle has gone through, you gotta give her credit. She's been real brave about opening up and sharing her story. It's not easy to come clean in front of the world and admit that changing her body wasn't the glow up she thought it would be. She took a major risk, and the way it affected her health was no joke. People have been showing her love for being so open, and honestly, it's refreshing. A lot of people get surgery, pretend everything's perfect, and stay silent when things go wrong. But not K. Michelle. She stepped up, owned her choices, and is now using her voice to help others think twice before going under the knife. One fan said, "Shout out to K. Michelle for being honest. Her health comes first and I respect that." Another said, "These BBL procedures might look cute at first, but just wait 10 to 15 years. The long-term effects aren't no game." That viral clip of her dancing when part of her body shifted, it was a wake-up call for a lot of folks. It's wild how people used to drag her for her surgery, and now some are still hating on her for going natural. Make it make sense. She made a change for her well-being, and that deserves respect, not shade. She's showing up with her natural look now, healing and still doing her thing. So, what do you think about K. Michelle's journey? Do you feel like more celebs should keep it real like she did? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're rocking with the tea, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one, my stars and hushers.